In the hallowed pages of Cyclist magazine, we run a series called The Best of the Best, where the editorial team uses our considerable experience to select a short list of 4 bikes that are shining examples within a given genre. Cases are made for each challenger, then the 4 champions of those bikes do battle. I mean, it's a verbal debate, there are no fists involved, until we decide upon the ultimate specimen. The others are all good, but this one is just that little bit better. It is the best of the best. Our most recent category was the AllRounder, which is a race bike with a particularly difficult job these days. It has to be the master of all trades in an increasingly specialist environment. Nimble but stable, aerodynamic but lightweight, stiff but comfy, it's a tall order. Yet nonetheless, there are some shiny examples within the niche. You've got Scott's Addict RC, which has always been shockingly lightweight, yet is now as aero as they come. You've got Colnago's C64 Disc, which is a lugged carbon masterpiece with near telepathic handling. And you've got the Pinarello Dogma F12 Disc, which is the latest generation in what is one of the most successful frame sets in recent Grand Tour memory. Unsurprisingly, all those 3 bikes made our shortlist, yet they fell short in comparison to our winner. Our winner is a bike that not only pioneered the blueprint of the modern all-round race bike, but one over the course of its lifespan has consistently improved in each of its 4 iterations. As a result, it has been at the cutting edge of a particularly refined and competitive category for over 10 years. Our winner is the BMC Teammachine SLR01 Disc, and it was my pick because I've got fabulous taste. Cyclist's Best of the Best awards are completely independent editorial decisions made by us as a team, but when BMC heard about the latest result, they were overjoyed, so wanted to fund this video to support the written editorial we've already published in Cyclist issue 111. Released in 2010, the Teammachine quickly built a reputation for its lightweight, sharp handling and stiffness. It also did this funny thing with the seat stays. It lowered them. BMC's claims of better compliance and aerodynamics were met with scepticism back then, but I think it's safe to say that they had the last laugh there. The fact that the Teammachine's overall silhouette hasn't changed massively when some of its competitors has is very telling in my opinion. BMC says that nailing the all-rounder brief so early on was thanks to some nifty supercomputer modelling using a software called ACE, which I think is awesome in and of itself, and also some decent quality field testing by a chap called Cadell Evans. He's quite a big deal, he won the Tour in 2008. Evans was apparently a key figure behind the introduction of compliance in the Teammachine's 2nd iteration. He realised that going into the final weeks of a Grand Tour, his performances could be better overall if he arrived into those final stages fresh, rather than being beaten up by a bike that prioritises stiffness and lightweight above all else. As compliance is such a sought-after attribute nowadays, it could be said that once again the Teammachine was ahead of the curve. Disc brakes arrived in revision number 3. At first glance, yeah, it was progressive, but it wasn't groundbreaking. Plenty of competitors were doing it. Yet really smartly, BMC used frame asymmetry to mitigate the weight gain then associated with switching to discs. That was unheard of. Other brands were essentially just reinforcing rim brake frames to take discs. But by designing around the unique needs of disc brakes specifically, BMC could make sure that Teammachine Mark III was one of the first disc race bikes able to treble the UCI's minimum weight limit of 6.8 kilos. So that brings us right up to the present day. The bike you see before you, the bike I'm riding, Teammachine number 4. It once again adds extra ingredients to the Teammachine dish without spoiling its already delicious flavour. Aerodynamics has gone into the mix this time. Tube profiles have been stretched, frontal profiles have been narrowed, and yet despite the inclusion of attributes that could be potentially very disruptive to the bike's ride feel, they've been incorporated seamlessly. I reviewed this bike back in Cyclist issue 107 and found that the bike retains all of its racy hallmarks despite offering that extra bit of help at speed. Going the distinctly average speeds I do, can't say the difference was night and day over the 3rd iteration of the bike. But for the pros that use this one on the World Tour, the advantage is likely to be pretty considerable. I'm lucky that in my job I get to ride a lot of bikes. Most of them are truly great. They meaningfully improve my ride experience in 1 or 2 areas, over rough ground or up steep hills perhaps. But I found in the Teammachine, it makes me feel like a better rider everywhere, which is a sense that my colleagues agree with. That for us marks it out as something special. That for us marks it out as the best of the best.